Or anywhere around the Wallace Tunnel over the weekend. Well, we don't have to tell you how awful the traffic was, especially this past Saturday.
Yeah, and when the 4th of July holiday is over, ALDOT expecting all that traffic to reverse. 2 years ago, you'll remember, they made a move to cut congestion around the tunnel. So why aren't they doing it now? Fox News' Brendan Kirby now joining us live from the top of the tunnel.
All right, Brendan, you know, traveling on the interstate this morning, it wasn't that bad. What are you seeing now?
Well, let me show you, Lenice and Byron. Traffic right now is extremely light. Most folks who are traveling for the 4th have already gotten to their destination, but the traffic jams will return. ALDOT says that Wednesday is likely going to be the heaviest day. Now, as you mentioned, 2 years ago, ALDOT had a lot of success with an experiment to cut down on traffic, but don't expect a repeat of that. Traffic was awful over the weekend, and lots of drivers were venting about it, whether they were from Mobile or just passing through.
Man, it was backed up, going about 5-10 miles per hour at times. It didn't start letting up until we almost got here.
It usually takes us around 5.5 hours, and it took us about 9.5. Yeah, traffic was really ridiculous.
Statistics from the Alabama Department of Transportation show more than 77,000 cars passed through the Wallace Tunnel on Saturday. ALDOT officials say that's not much more than a typical day, but they do say the road was overloaded at peak times, more than 5,000 from 7 to 8 a.m. on Friday, for instance.
Just the sheer volume will start to build. And when that volume is apparent, you're going to see things like the Wallace Tunnel and the Bankhead Tunnel and others just kind of be congested.
Just before the 4th of July in 2021, ALDOT tried something new. It diverted big trucks off of Interstate 10 to the Cochran-Africatown USA Bridge. ALDOT officials said at the time that eliminating 13% of the vehicles cut congestion in the Wallace Tunnel in half. But ALDOT spokesman James Gordon says the agency has no plans to try it again.
I think everybody came to an agreement, the Federal Highway Administration, the Trucking Association, and the state, we only would do that in the future if it was an emergency like a hurricane or something environmental or something where, it had to be done at the last minute.
To avoid the crunch, Gordon suggests driving at off-peak times if you can and seeking out alternate routes.
We'll have message boards over there alerting people to what alternate routes to take. And then, of course, everybody's aware that they have their apps they can use. We have the ALGO app, which is the state-sponsored app.
Of course, with only so many ways to cross Mobile Bay, there's ultimately not much you can do on a high-volume day. The long-term solution is the new I-10 bridge in Bayway. 2 different design-build teams have been selected and are at work. Alabama plans to apply for a federal mega grant in the fall. And ALDOT says that a groundbreaking is still on track for this project, early to middle next year. Reporting live in Mobile, Brendan Kirby, Fox 10 News.